I've got a sore ass. I was in the gym yesterday doing lunges, and my ass down this part of my legs fucking killing me. So I'm doing this through pain. I've got something I wrote. Mostly it's such a, they're not true stories and the characters are not real, but I really made them up in my head. So they're sort of real. And I'm starting, The Catcher in the Rye 2. I'm starting small, working my way up.
Revenge of the Rye.
Catcher in the Rye 2. I began to realise old men with baskets in the front of their bikes weren't in fact environmentalists, they were alcoholics. Then I suddenly realised my imagination was a figment of my imagination. Closed my eyes and saw a sign in neon flashing, Godot is buffering, waiting for Godot 2. Realising all the things you think are hardly worth thinking at all. Testing times call for a test at times, a test of self-serving testaments. Bingo calling blues. 2 and 4, fucked out the door. 3 and 5, get out alive. If you meet Buddha on the road, shoot me a text, let me know which road I want to meet Buddha too. Getting all shaping ideas in the past to shape a better future, now an eternally changing shape. Shaping it all shape. Not exactly what you're thinking, but shaping the things you think. Bingo calling, mixed sayings. 2 and 1, if you can't stand the heat, too many cooks spoil the broth. 4 and 6, does a cowboy eat beans? You have to crack a few eggs. 6 and 9, a stitch in time. You can't put a round pin in a square hole. A lesser cool. A Black Friday version, a pound shop cool. Carrying a Zippo lighter, a St Kilda type. Sunglasses, a suitcase outside the bar. All fear and loathing without any real fear or loathing. The real deal is not Zippo. The real deal is striking a red match on a red brick wall. Denim, collar up, in the bus stop, cooler than Christmas in Belfast. When I looked into the mirror, I saw a clown, because someone had painted a clown onto the mirror. I'm sorry, I just stuck my finger in the psychosis socket. Anything but comfortable, exciting and free in a way. No anchors anywhere, cut the rope, let it float. However I got here, I'm not staying with harbour boats. Getting clean, you need to realise you gotta clean the shower first for a true clean, untainted with unclean shower residue. Cleaning all traces of everything, a once a month, 12 months a year, spring clean of the soul. Imagining happiness is depressing. Imagine being happy, nothing being happy. Imagining greater things than happiness. As I sit in bed wondering, I forget what I'm thinking. The day breaks in, the cracks in the windows, and I tell it to fuck right off. He was looking up what sadness meant online. It says it is temporary, he said to me. It says, why must you keep reading out the symptoms of depression from your phone? I hinted to him from deep inside a cup of tea. He was saying he had summer teeth, summer here, summer there, literally shitting himself to tears. He shit himself to tears. But for all his faults, he was pretty cute and hopeful. Who could have a problem with hopeful? Some dour thinker, so shady a shadow stands out luminous. His lack of inspiration was the most inspiring thing about him. He would go to the phone box 20 to 30 times daily and call the woman who told the time, and when she would say on the third stroke, he would laugh and laugh and laugh. And in between the calling the time woman, he would constantly check the weather on the teletext, and when he wasn't doing that, he watched the weather on the telly on all the different telly channels. Sometimes between looking at the weather on the teletext and watching the weather on the telly channels on the way to the phone box to call the woman who told the time, he looked to the sky to compare the weather to the weather on the teletext and compare that to the weather on all the different telly channels. The thunder was like an elephant running on a cast iron roof. And he turned into a gargoyle after making sausage sizzlers, red wine stains on the lips, rah, 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 rah. To get rid, we had to turn into monsters. It wasn't an easy transformation. Tears of shit came crying out our arseholes. Words came out garbled. I could hear him in the living room professing what all women wanted. And he got up, walked through the kitchen, farting, saying he had to go to the toilet like it was a big secret. Mr. Come Lately showed up at the last minute, anything but heroic, otherwise known as Mr. Nearly Never Quite, a man lost in other people's nostalgia. AKA Mr. In-Between, half a dozen six, halfway everywhere, talk about turkeys and soaring with eagles. When I looked down, someone had attached an anchor from a pirate ship to my ankles. I couldn't move an inch. In the corner, 2 cartoon characters held a Bunsen burners to either end of a large candle. Through the window, the bridge exploded. Hold on a minute, I said. This is beginning to look like a stitch-up. Not everything is what it seems. Thank you.